I don't mean to alarm you. I don't know if you've woken up and you haven't heard the news. I killed fighting games. It was only a matter of time. There was the killing of Granblue, the killing of Uni, the killing of DNF Duel, the killing of Guilty Gear, in parentheses multiple, I believe. I think Street Fighter at least once, and Tekken probably multiple times. And finally, I killed fighting games. I was waiting for this day to come because, you know, if you've ever watched a show, the power level sort of has to scale. Killing a game or 2 or 3, like especially smaller anime games, sure, I get it. But if you want to keep up with the villain of the week, your power level has to increase. So killing all of fighting games.
Chipotle. I need people on the bus now. Chipotle on the way, let's get it.
That's the culprit as we speak. For those of you unaware, Chipotle posted an ad with Riot Video Games that looks like this. New tech unlocked, Chipotle assist. It's a silly little ad. It's me and Sherry fighting with Emily and Marine supporting us. And then when we're in danger and we're losing, we hit the Chipotle assist button and you get a burrito and you take a bite. Beast bite, by the way. I even got food all over me. Did not play on a single stream broadcast, by the way. It's literally just on social media. This killed fighting games, actually. This is the end of the genre as we know it. The single 29-second vertical video on social media, because you look and the people have nice things to say. Is that Pokemon World Champion Giovanni Sishet? Yeah, that's him. You can't be revealing these things before launch. Competition gonna steal your Chipotle assist idea. Please, whatever you do, don't bring up the beer button until launch, you know? Lots of positive comments on this thing. One I didn't like, which was, this is a cute ad, man. Not gonna lie. Yo, Chipotle, hit me up if you ever want to do this again. I'll dead ass eat half the burrito in one bite. Lol, hashtag ad. I don't buy this for a second. I took a pretty big bite, I think, especially while playing, but half of the burrito is like, what do you got? What do you encourage the cowardly dog? I don't think half is happening. But yeah, like, I thought this was a pretty funny little video. Nothing too serious. It's just a little thing because they're doing a rollout for the game. Fighting games are dead. 3,700 likes, 258 retweets, a lot of quote retweets. But this is it. Fighting games are dead. They're officially dead. That's all it took. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've done worse. So this is just another day in the office. When you go to boot up your game tonight and then the game just crashes and Steam's like, this game doesn't exist anymore, all fighting games are dead, it's my fault. If the genre was so feeble that 29 seconds could take it out, that's probably not a good sign for our longevity. Maybe it was not worth saving, right? Like, in fact, it gets worse. Provably, as you see here, it's time to start a dialogue about Sajam being the Antichrist. Finally, someone hashtag brave enough to say it. But why? Like, why did I kill fighting games with this burrito commercial? A genre that I supposedly enjoy. You know that all evil creatures have sort of a hub where their evil tendrils spawn from. So let's figure out where this evil begins. Hello, Lucy.
I have no idea
Interesting
why that
name.
tweet took off.
I'm
I
not
was in
sure
a
who you
goofing
are.
off with friends when I made it. Here's my apology, Mr.
I don't
Dan.
know who you are or what you've done. I just know that I have an image with no name or face on it that says fighting games are dead. Get down. Run while you still can. How did this come to be? How did Chipotle and 2XKO, our overlords, spawn back in 2023? When Street Fighter 6 was released, they did a bunch of collaborative stuff in the Battle Hub. You may recall that one of them was a collaboration with Chipotle. They did Espa, they've done TMNT, and they take over the Battle Hub. So like when you would walk in the Battle Hub, they would have like a whole thing, and like there was burrito men running around, and Chipotle was like, well, how else should we get involved with fighting games? So they did a collaboration with 3 grassroots events, is my memory, right? It's CB, CEO, and Evo. Chipotle gives them like Chipotle cards for all the people who make it out of pools for anything. They run a booth, they do a bunch of stuff, they like held events and like flew people out. And they worked with me a little bit. Like I did the VO work, so if you look up this ad, it's me going, use code HDKN236 if you want to do this at checkout to get some free stuff. Like that's me doing that. But I only did a couple of things. The second year, Chipotle was like, well, people loved us at Evo. Like the crowd was cheering and stuff. It all went pretty well. Our machinations are working. One day we can kill fighting games near the end of 2025. How do we get there? In 2024, they were like, well, we did Street Fighter last year. What fighting game's coming out that we can use? The Tekken King, the Chipotle Tekken King. They did like some collaborative stuff in the game. And also they worked with me. They signed me on for a year-long deal. And unironically, that money was very useful because we ran the Sajam Slam starting that year. That event cost like $15,000 from my wallet to run the first Sajam Slam, but it was okay because I was making some money. I got this deal with Chipotle. I'm working with them for the whole year. They helped fund a lot of the stuff that I wanted to try. So 2025 comes around And when they've decided to not only dub me the antichrist of the fighting game community, but also kill fighting games with their ad, they were like, well, who can we work with in 2025 who's releasing a fighting game? Or we could do some stuff with Riot Video Games. So clearly they're working with 2XKO. I assume they're going to do some like in-game stuff. It would just make sense. But they kill fighting games with this is what I'm saying. Now, I know this may be occurring at the same time as EWC, but that is really good and awesome for fighting games. The thing we should be really concerned about is free burritos. There's more pushback about this commercial than lots of other more questionable sources of income. Where's that burrito bus taking people? We can't say. Where's the last stop on the burrito bus? Hell, I don't know. Yeah, that is one thing that is wild to me. Whenever I see people who call me a shill, listen, I do burrito commercials for Chipotle. It's true, but I am probably the most likely to not accept a bag and just say no to something of basically anybody. And the proof is in the pudding, man. I'm not in fucking Riyadh right now getting $1 billion because I could be. And I'll tell you what, I'd be taking that shit straight to the bank, but I just say no. Have I worked events that have had like the US Army as a sponsor? I have, even though I don't like it. Would I go to a US Army base tomorrow and do an event? No. In fact, they offered me, I talked about this, but like a year, maybe 2 years ago now, I got offered like a huge bag by the US Army. They basically offered me unlimited money to run my own event. Sajam X, the US Army, and I said no. I'm not joking. This is from the person making the pitch, not the US Army. They were like, I know some people may be hesitant to take this because of the optics of working with the US Army. However, they have so much money. And I was like, all right, well, I'm okay. And they're like, I get it. I totally makes sense, but it's so much money. That's all they kept saying. The Sajam drone strike tumble. That's the one. You know how many sponsor opportunities I got for Fatal Fury? I played the game for free and I was like, this is cool, but not a me game. You guys should just go give that money to someone else. Cause like, I think it's fun, but it's not for me. I like watching it. I think Goichi just frying everybody in the game is hype, but like, yeah, let someone else have it. I also got offered a sponsored stream for Hunter x Hunter. I wanted to try the game first and see if I liked it before I took it. And then when it came out and the netcode is bad, I was like, well, it's a good thing I didn't accept the sponsor stream. Anyway, all this is to say is I didn't realize I would wake up today and a burrito ad would get me called the antichrist of the FGC and apparently killing fighting games. You have to spend a lot of time on the internet for this tweet to not look like an absurd overreaction. But I think young people on the internet in general are just so used to doom and being mad or sad about things. The way you engage with content on the internet that has shifted towards prioritizing feelings like this. You can call it rage bait. Like you could tweet it and then say after, oh, it's rage bait. But like, that's just a cover up for like the natural feeling that I think most people have, which is just like everything is doomed. A downpour of negative emotions on the internet that like people thrive off of and just eat it up. And like the responses to this I saw were outlandish. We're gonna have this on an ad. I'm gonna watch this ad on a broadcast for like 40 hours instead of getting gameplay. This shit sucks so bad. There is no broadcast. The game's not even out. It's a tweet. You can't even play this on a broadcast. This shit's got black bars on the side. It's vertical. Let me get this straight. You hate the game, so you think it's sucks and it's ass and you don't want to play it and you think it's dumbed down and for babies, but you're mad at a tournament for the game that doesn't exist yet that you're gonna watch that's gonna have commercials on it. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you invent a make-believe tournament where you're watching this ad already in a, like an alternate timeline when you could just like keep scrolling? Am I crazy? Like thinking about this is like stressing me out. I'm so confused. This is the third year going into the fourth that Chipotle has worked with fighting games, and like it's a pretty easy slam dunk of an arrangement. They give away free food and money. We get free food and money, and you watch a grill sizzle during the ad break. I think I would say to people who are very, very mad, not just about this, but about everything, is like, do you think about how deep your brain has been corrupted to invent this level of anger? You could just go outside. I know that sounds reductive maybe, but I promise you it's better than that. Go outside, shoot some hoops. You know what I've been doing every day is I finish stream and I go to the gym. I work out. It's like, awesome. What a lovely day. Life can be so beautiful. That's what I do. And I come back and see this and I'm like, what happened? The unintended side effect of the tweet is that people thought you were angry at Chipotle or me when you were hating on 2XKO. Who cares though? Like really, is the hyperbole of this not lost on everybody? It is such a ridiculous response. I hate fighting games so much that I hate them. Sorry you have to deal with people like that. I don't care, it's fine. This tweet does not personally offend me. I think it's more funny and sad than it is offensive. The thing is, I also find it concerning. Not that people don't like Chipotle or 2XKO, or me, I don't care. But I think the way people engage with the internet in a negative way, it is genuinely concerning to me because I think the internet will never be happy again. Why the shine image though? Wait, is that the actual size of the watch? This motherfucker is rich. He got a big ass watch. What the hell? You know, I saw Nerd Joshington in here earlier. He made a tweet. Damn, playing games last night was really fun. Playing games is greater than dooming and rage baiting about the games on social media, but not playing them any day of the week. Y'all gotta try it sometime. What a lovely tweet. Why not both? One of them is very bad for you. Much worse than the other. Dude, that guy boots up in the middle of the night and just plays retro games on fucking Fightcade. I don't even know what his sleep schedule looks like, but that motherfucker goes live at 2 in the morning and I'm like, all right. Sajam, I'll just make this Dante B&B tutorial for fun. 12 years later, Sajam is the Antichrist. Yeah, that's the dominoes.